get to the other Shai. That's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, scored 51 points, and the Thunder defeated the Rockets 137-128 last night for their 50th win of the season. SGA reached 50 points for the 4th time this season, all in the past 7 weeks. No other player in the NBA has more than one. That according to ESPN research. Shai, talk to me.
You can say it's not as exciting as the first one, but it's more like getting lost in the process of just competing and like playing the game you love, and then wherever that takes you, it takes you. It's gonna be different for everybody. Not everyone could be Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Like, no matter how much work you put in, there has to be a Michael Jordan, and I'm just getting lost in the process and having fun with it, whether it's 50, whether it's 27, whether it's 17. Like, as long as we win, I have fun with it. It's a fun night.
All right, H.O.F.er, starting with you. Is SGA the best player in the NBA right now?
For me, personally, I would still take Yoke, but I think he's having the best season. I mean, when you look at what he's done, the 4 50-point games, you look at he has the most 50-point games, the most 40-point games, the most 30-point games, and he scored at least 20 points in all of his games except 2. And the way he's playing, because he's playing both ends, he can snatch the ball away from you, and he's done perfected that snatch pull. He'll, like he's driving to the basket, snatch it back, pull up with the mid-range. He's equated the three-point shot. And he gets to the free throw line. Hey, Perk, you remember when James Harden was in his prime and he was getting to the free throw line 10, 15, sometimes 20 times a night? That is what Shai's doing. He's leading the league in scoring. He's 300 points clear of anybody else. He's top 2. I would still, me personally, I would take Yoke over SGA, but SGA is the MVP this season, and I think he's the second best player, but I still think Yoke is the best player in the NBA.
Perk?
Well, look, let me say this, Molly. I believe that SGA is the best perimeter player in the NBA, okay? Not only because of the, 30-plus that he's averaging on 50-plus percentage shooting from the field, but he gets it done on both ends of the floor, right? He's second in the league in steals. His team is ranked #1 defensively, damn near in every category, because he's the head of the snake. And when you have a team like this that's led by a young superstar, that holds himself accountable, that's reliable, that's available, that's a guy that's a true professional and does it on a night-to-night basis, I will give him that. Now let's have a bigger conversation here. Are we sure that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league? Are we sure about that? Because I would have to argue, and I would have to say right now today, that LeBron James is the best player in the NBA. Here's why I said, the best player in the NBA gets it done on both ends of the floor. LeBron James is getting it done at the age of 40 on both ends of the floor at a high level. He could guard 1 through 5 defensively. Offensively, we know what he could do. Damn it, he could damn near play 1 through 5. I would argue if they need him to play the center position, he's the second best center in the Western Conference behind Nikola Jokic, especially with Anthony Davis and Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively being out for the Dallas Mavericks. What LeBron James is doing at a high level on both ends of the floor still to this day, I would have to say right now, he's the best player in the NBA.
Listen, the best player in the NBA right now, regardless, and there's going to be pushback, is SGA. People will say Joker. Shannon, I agree with you. I really can't argue the fact that you would pick Joker. But listen, SGA is able to do everything. He plays both ends of the court. Offensively, he's efficient from the field. He has 4 50-point games, averaging 30 on the year. Listen, I think SGA is doing less with more. Not only is he scoring with a high efficiency, but also getting his teammates involved, similar to like what Kobe did, not alienating everybody else, but allowing everybody else to eat as well.
Perk?
I think, look, when you look at it, both of these guys can score. I don't think Yoke tries to score as much. If Yoke, he's a reluctant scorer. He kind of reminds you of LeBron. Perk, I probably would agree with you if LeBron was playing like this for the entirety of the season. We know he's picked up his play since he's turned 40. How? Why? I don't understand that either. But if you look at him since he's gotten Luka Doncic, you looked at him since he's turned 40, you're right, Perk, he's turned it up on both ends. But I look at what Yoke is doing, averaging 28, averaging 12, 13, averaging 10, it's hard to overlook that. But what SGA is doing and the efficiency in which he's doing it in, he's number one in the Western Conference by at least 10 games. And when you factor all of that in its totality, he's going to be the MVP, and rightfully so. He probably felt like he should have won it last year. It was hard to overlook Yoke's number, and Yoke's numbers might even be better. But because SGA is having a better season, I think he deserves to be the MVP. I think those are the two best guys. I think Shai has replaced Giannis as the second best player. I think Giannis is third right now. But if you had to make me pick and says, okay, Shannon, I'm going to give you one. You can only take one. I'm going to take Nikola Jokic.
And here's the problem that I have is that we move the goalposts so much.
Depending on who
usually when we talk about the best players in the league, we talk about guys that get it done on both ends of the floor. Mm-hmm. Now, when Jokic made his finals run and went on to win the NBA championship, if you go and check his defensive numbers in the postseason, it was up there. He actually defended at a high level as well. He had to because the game plan was to try to pick on him in the pick and roll and create switches and for guards to be able to attack. And I thought he did an outstanding job. This year, not so much. The Denver Nuggets are one of the worst teams in the NBA when it comes to rim protection. That is a problem. That is a problem. How many clips have we seen circulating through on social media where you see he's just letting guys go by him? Guys are just having it hit their way when they're attacking him in the pick and roll. I'm not throwing any type of shade on Jokic. I'm keeping it real. Is he a great player? Is he already a top 10 center of all time? Absolutely. But here's the problem that I have. When it comes to being the best player, you have to get it done on both ends of the floor.
Shannon, how worried should the Lakers be about OKC?
Look, OKC is phenomenal. They can score. They got a bunch of guys that can score, not just SGA. You got Jalen Williams. You got Isaiah Joe. You got guys off the bench. Caruso is trying to round back into shape. They just got Chet back. We know Hartenstein is the heartbeat because he's going to get a lot of hustle plays. He's going to give them a lot of second chance points. And when you're scrambling, they've got the ball and someone is launching a three. Lou Dort. They got great perimeter defenders. The Lakers, look, do I believe OKC can beat the Lakers in 7 games? I don't, as long as they keep building on what they've got. I would like to see if they had a better big man other than Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes gives them great production while he's in there. But he's only playing like 20, 25 minutes a night, and you're going to need somebody to bang with Chet. You're going to need somebody to, well, not really bang with Chet because Chet want to hang out around the perimeter. But Hartenstein, he's going to get a lot of loose balls and give them second chance points. I'm not overly concerned because I like Luka and I like LeBron and I know what they can give you. They're going to get AR back. They're going to get Rui back at some point in time. And you look at Finney-Smith coming off the bench, you look at Vanderbilt, they got guys that can defend now Perk on the perimeter, which now that lessens some of the load on Luka. It's because Luka's going to score, LeBron can score, but now we don't need LeBron trying to play 38, 39 minutes a night and trying to give it to you on both ends. Let Vanderbilt handle some of that. Let Finney-Smith handle some of that. And see, I like where they are right now. They shouldn't be overly concerned about anything. Just keep trying to improve on what they're doing. We'll worry about OKC when we get to OKC.
Listen, they absolutely have to be worried for the simple fact that the Lakers don't have a big. They don't have a big. They don't have a length. You know, they have Jackson Hayes, but when it comes to, let's say, how are you going to be able to stop SGA? How are you going to be able to stop Chet, Jalen Williams? When all of them get going, let's say on the perimeter, when you have spacing and you have Chet down low and you don't have a big that's able to bang like you say down there and you get points down in the paint. How are you going to be able to counter that as the Lakers? There's no way to do so because you don't have anyone who can play down there. Everything is from the outside, mid-range when it comes to them. Luka scoring out far. LeBron going to the paint when he can. They have to worry about it because they don't have an answer down in the paint nor do they have a big.
Yeah, Perk. OKC did beat the Lakers back in November. Go ahead.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to the NBA Finals. It's not a team in the Western Conference that could beat them in a 7-game series. I'm not going to say compete because I believe the Lakers can compete. That series will go 6 and OKC will be going to the NBA Finals. Here's the thing, right? When you look at OKC, I just talked about this. They rank number one defensively in damn near every category. Every category. They have no drop-off, and it's led by their top dog in SGA. Every single one of those guys are sliding their puppies. And then you talk about how deep they are. Do you realize this? You have a guy by the name of Aaron Wiggins that could possibly come in off the bench and light you up for 20 on any given night. Matter of fact, he had 40 one game this season. Okay, you dive a little deeper. You look at a guy like Isaiah Joe, who could come in at any given time. He could get hot. They're deeper than the Pacific Ocean. And when you have Chet Holmgren, you have Isaiah Hartenstein to anchor that defense, because, by the way, they can't play together because of Chet's ability to knock down the three and space the floor. But if you want to go single bid, remember, Chet Holmgren is a guy that also could be a live threat at the basket. This Oklahoma City team is well coached.
Yeah.
They're deep. They have a superstar in SGA that could be the best player against any other superstar in the league in a 7-game series. They are going to the NBA Finals.
Okay, these two teams play 2 more times in a back-to-back. That's April 6th and April 8th.